Hello, big welcome from me. I'm Tree Yogi. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to this session. Today we're going to be working through stuck energy. So we often hold energy in our bodies, emotions, trauma, things that we go through. It gets stuck in little pockets around our bodies and we hold on to it because it's difficult to know that they're there, know that that's what our body mind is doing. So it's really helpful to now and then just shake it out, move it out, get that energy flowing. So we'll be working with a dynamic flow, with some shaking and with some breathing and breath work, which is equally important in clearing out those channels, those nadis, and helping the prana flow through blocks and cleanse. So breathwork will also help find peace and tranquility in the mind so we can let go of the stuck thoughts going over and over again in our minds as well. So this is full entity session for releasing stagnant energy, and I'm so happy you're here. Let's get to it. All right, so begin in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana, if it's okay for you. If not, you can open your legs or kneel. And I encourage you to sit on a block or a cushion or something just to elevate the spine and find a bit of space in your lumbar. When you get there, just soften your shoulders away from the ears and take a few breaths to settle into your seat, to merge with your environment. And feel any sensations on your skin. Feel the breath at the tip of your nostrils as it passes in and back out of the body. And feel the clothes against your skin. And become aware of the floor beneath you. And become aware of your spine, and with your next inhale, lift through the crown of your head, cultivating a sense of space between each vertebra. So from this very grounded position, grounded through your sit bones, rooting into the earth, you grow tall and flourish and blossom through the spine, drawing the energy up into your being. Now soften your edges. Rest your awareness on your breath. We're going to begin today's practice with Kapalabhati Pranayama, breath of fire. If you already know it, then go ahead and do it in your own time, your own rhythm. And if not, then come along and do it with me. So this is a forceful exhale. And as you exhale, your belly pulls in. The inhale is passive, so you don't really need to worry about that. And we'll do one round and then I'll call it to a close, and then we'll take a breath, do another round, and then one more. All right, if your belly feels a bit all over the place and you're not used to it and it feels a bit off, do not worry, just do your best. It's all a practice. So the more you do it, the more natural it will feel. All right, so we're going to take a deep breath in together and then exhale together. So inhale, exhale fully. And then inhale to begin. Continue in this way. And just notice if you're tightening in your shoulders or holding tension in the face or the jaw, and see if you can relax as you move through this pranayama. And then exhale completely. Draw the belly in and up if you can. Inhale to the top of the inhale and hold. Drop your chin to your chest, ears towards the back of the room. And then release. Relax your belly and just take a moment. Okay, we'll go again. Inhale to begin. Exhale fully. Inhale, draw the belly in and up. Hold at the top of your inhale. And then gently release and relax your belly. Take a deep breath into your belly. Just let the muscles be soft. And we'll go one more time. So inhaling. Exhale to begin. Exhale completely. Inhale, drop your chin to your chest. Engage your bandha. Soften your shoulders. And release. Take your hands to your belly and give it a rub. This is a super cleansing breath. Also building fire. Okay, now bring your arms beside your body and up around to the top of the head. Bring the palms to touch. Draw the fingers up to the sky and interlace the rest of the fingers except your index finger can point up. Kali Mudra, cutting through. Take a long deep inhale and exhale. Lean over to your left hand side. Keep your right sit bone planted. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. And rise back up through center and over to the other side. Rise back up through center, lift and lengthen, cutting through the illusion. Then release your hands and flick your fingers away from you, down and around. Then bring them out in front of you and continue flicking. So you're making fists and then flicking as wide as you can. So this was really engaging for your lower arms, your forearms. Also a really nice way to kind of cleanse your space, your aura. Bring the hands up and then we're going to go down through the center in front of you and then around and up. Nice smooth breaths as you move. One more time. Well done. It's quite intense, so well done. You're doing great. Brill. When your fingers come to the top, release and give your hands a really good shake out and shake them all around. So really getting into all those areas, all those corners of your space. And then release. Soften your shoulders down your back. Drop your chin to your chest. Just take a moment here, lifting the back of your head up towards the sky. So lengthening through the neck, the back of the neck, and feel into your arms, your hands, any sensations that may or may not be arising. And then roll your left ear to your left shoulder in a little half semicircle. Drop your chin to your chest and roll right ear, right shoulder. Chin to chest, left ear, left shoulder. Chin to chest, right ear, right shoulder. Take a couple more here. Just ease out through the neck. We often hold a lot in the neck, shoulder area, also the jaw. So do feel free to give your jaw a wiggle as well. One more on each side, completing your round on the right hand side. And then bring your chin back to your chest, lift the face, bring your hands out in front of you and find your way into all fours, tabletop position. So knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide so you've got a really solid foundation and each knuckle pressing down into the floor. Great. From here, tuck your toes under so the backs of your feet, the soles of your feet are exposed. And with the arms nice and engaged, just maybe a micro bend in your elbows so you're not locking out. We're going to lift the knees. So your hips are hovering. And then from here, see if you can just start pulsing a little. Just pulsing up and down. Well done. And then we're going to lift the right leg, extend the heel back, keep your left knee bent. Then bend both knees, lift the left leg, extend it back. It doesn't matter if your leg doesn't come to straight. Just do your best. So we're keeping the left knee bent, lengthening the right. Keep the right leg bent, lengthen the left. One more on each side. Push the hips up and back. Keep the right left knee bent and then take it to the other side. Right knee stays bent, left leg goes back. Awesome. Now push both hips up and back into downward facing dog. And continue to bend one knee then the other. Walking out through the backs of the legs. Also easing into your shoulders. Great, bring the heels through center and then drop both heels over to the right hand side. Stretch through your left side body. Lift back up through center and over to the other side. So heels drop to the left hand side. And then lift back up through center. And now I want you to start shaking and shaking in any way that feels good. So you might want to alternate knees, shaking, or maybe bend both knees and bounce. Shaking your hips, can also shake your arms, shake your chest. Just shake in any way that feels good for you and you can mix up the shaking as well. Deep breaths. Bouncing your butt, shaking your chest, wibbling your arms. Nodding or shaking your head. You can even shake your cheeks and your lips. Awesome. Gently find your way slowly back to a sense of stillness. Bring your knees to the floor and then sit your hips down and back. Find child's pose and just rest here. Again, check in. Take a moment to feel your body. Notice any sensations coursing through your skin or maybe under your skin. And with a deep breath in, find space. And with an exhale, just soften and release. Imagine letting go of all that energy, letting it dissolve off your body. An invitation to do that again. Just really visualizing any tension dissipating away, lifting up and off. With your next inhale, plant your hands, lift your elbows, come onto the tips of your fingers and roll your shoulders down your back towards your ribs. Then plant the whole of your hand on the floor. Bend your knees, tuck your toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Shake it out. So begin to shake once again. And then slowly begin to walk your hands back to your feet. You can carry on bouncing or shaking here. Take your hands to opposite elbows, just really lightly. Releasing, let your head and neck hang, maybe swaying side to side here. Little micro bounces, wiggling the jaw, and take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale with a big sigh through the mouth. Let all the tightness, stiffness, aches and pains in your upper back and shoulders just melt away, like you're pouring your tension away through a waterfall from your hips, cascading down and out of your body. Great. Release your hands from your elbows if they're there. Bend your knees and gently roll up from the base of your spine. Stack your vertebrae one on top of the other. Gently find your way to standing, and when you get there, open your hands to the space. Feet about hip distance apart. Lift all your toes, spread them out, place them down. The intention here is to just tap into your own proprioception. Feel your body in space. Great. And then take your feet about a foot's distance wider and just sway over one shoulder than the other. You can make fists with your hands and let your fists just tap onto your hips, and then maybe bringing them higher up the body, into the arms, the shoulders, just gently tapping out any areas and swaying over your shoulders. You can make these as big or as small as feels good for you. Awesome. And then slowly come back through center. And from here we're going to start tapping all over the body. So down your legs, your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your feet. Back up through the calves, the thighs, back of the thighs, your butt, your pelvis, your hips, belly, ribs, chest. And then into your shoulders. Down your arms, crossing the arms is helpful for this. Into your back, just really tapping out. Back of the head, top of the head, lightly on your face, just lightly. Into your neck, back down your shoulders. If you've got a lot of tension here, then maybe staying here for a moment, just tapping out. And then moving back down, coming into your back if you haven't already, your glutes. Back down the legs. Back up to the hips. And then release your hands. Take a moment to feel. And then sweep your arms up around the body. You're going to take the right hand down beside your right leg and lean to the left hand, to the right hand side, so stretching through your left side. And lead with your left hand, take a circle down towards your right leg, sweep it down around to the left leg, and then rise up into this side stretch on the other side. Left hand down the left leg, right arm extending over. And then float up, both hands come high. So we'll take that again, right hand down, and then sweep a circle to the opposite leg, and then back to the left leg and up and around. So you can keep these quite separate or begin to find a fluidity circling around your space. And take a couple more on this side. And then hold in the center, and we'll take it to the other side. So left arm starts, and then float the right hand down to the left leg, sweep it to the opposite side and back up. Imagine your body is like a windmill, a softness in your knees. Lovely. Really nice. Couple more here. And then coming back up to this star position and just stretching your fingers, lifting your toes, spreading out your toes, invitation to close your eyes. And then bring your hands to touch in the center, Anjali Mudra. Bring them down to your heart space. Step your feet together. Big toes touching, unless you like to take chair pose with the feet underneath the hips, is your choice. Bend your knees, sit the hips down and back, knees behind the toes, lift the arms, chair pose. Tuck the lower ribs under a little and lengthen your tailbone. So if you feel there's a big arch in your lumbar spine, just lengthen that one out, lift the chest, lower the ribs. Nice, come onto your tiptoes, lift the heels and see if you can bring your hands behind you to interlace your fingers so you're kind of diving down. A couple of breaths here. Great, release your hands and your heels, rise up, bring your feet under your hips and we're gonna bend the knees and flow down and rise back up a bit like you're skiing. Take 2 more. Nice, and then bring your hands to touch. Draw them down through your heart center. Come back to standing at the back of your mat. And with an inhale, sweep your arms up over the body. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins and extend your spine. Maybe they come to your thighs instead. So flat back. Then lower your hands to the floor and walk them out. Downward facing dog. With an inhale, raise your right leg up and back behind you. Toes point down to the floor, stretch through that standing leg. Fingers are spread. Armpits smiling at each other in the center of your chest. Then draw your knee to your nose, shoulders over the wrists, and hug that knee up and in, pressing the floor away from you with your hands. Inhale to lift that leg back up once more, chest draws back towards the thighs. And then we're going to step the right foot through this time. Turn your back heel to a 45-degree angle and rise up into Warrior One. So right leg is bent. Left hip is drawing forward. So you've got like headlamps on your hips, shining forwards. Right hip slotted back in its socket. Soften your edges. Give your jaw a wiggle. Feel into this posture. Nice. So from here, I'm going to make a fist. Draw the fist to the hips and kick the left leg forwards and then step it back. So we're going to do a few of those. Don't worry if you wobble. Just have a play. Have some fun with it. 2 more. And then step back, Warrior One. If you're on the toe and your heel doesn't touch the floor, that's absolutely fine. It's Warrior One variation. Great. From here, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, draw the shoulder blades together. Inhale. And exhale, bow down over that right leg. Inhale to rise back up again. Release your hands, bring them to your hips and lengthen your front leg. So your feet, your hips are still facing forwards. Draw your shoulder blades together like you're squeezing onto a pencil. Inhale, spread your toes. Exhale, lead with your heart and bow down over that extended leg. Inhaling to lengthen the spine and exhaling to maybe go a little deeper into your fold. If you're had enough and you're at your limit, then just focus on inhaling to extend the spine and exhaling to soften into your posture today. Awesome. Release your hands to the floor, bend that front knee, step off the right foot and lift your left leg up and back. Standing split, doesn't matter how high that left leg goes. Just think about drawing the crown of your head and your chest down towards the floor and the shin. And then bend your right knee and take your left one behind it as if you're coming to squat. Then push back up into your standing split. Exhale to release, inhale to push up. One more time, exhale, inhale. And then invitation to come into half moon. If you have a block, then do grab it and place it underneath your right hand. Have a play. No worries if you're wobbling. That's all part of the journey and all part of the fun. So the more you do it, the more you feel comfortable doing it. But even then, you may still wibble wobble all around, and that's absolutely fine. That is human. So lifting that left hip up, left arm might be at your hip or it might be extending in a straight line up to the sky. If you want to bend your left leg and take your hand to your foot to make this into a bind, then feel free. And wherever you are, just take a moment to really honour your journey and your body exactly where you are. And release that foot if you've got it. Bend the front knee and step back, warrior two. So now your back foot is sideways and your front foot is forwards. Nice bend into this front leg. Extend through the left leg. Think of opening that left hip out and the knee drawing out towards the second toe. Even if it's not actually happening, you can imagine that. Gaze over your front middle finger. Then flip your front palm and take your back hand down the back of your leg. Reverse your warrior. Float back up through warrior two. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Extend your warrior. Nice long line from the fingertips to the heel. And draw the little finger down towards the floor in front of your face and soften your shoulder away from your ears. Nice, float back up through warrior two and then windmill the hands to the floor, step into downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here. You're welcome to take child's pose and rest for a moment. If that's calling you, then always listen to your body and listen to its messages and its requests. Welcome to inhale and exhale through the mouth or the nose. Just invite that release. With your next inhale, making your way back to downward facing dog if you're not there already. And we'll all inhale through the left leg, lift the left leg up to the sky and breathe here, hold. And with your next exhale, draw the knee into the chest, lifting the chest up to the sky, nose to knee. Lengthen that left leg away once more and then take the left foot through the hands. Back foot moves into a 45-degree angle, warrior one. Notice if you're flaring through the ribs, tuck the lower floating ribs in. Bend into that knee. If you're on the outside edge of your back foot, press that outer blade into the mat. Deep breaths. Notice how your body's responding to this posture. Notice if there's anywhere you can just make a little micro movement or micro adjustment that will help you sink in and feel comfortable here. Great, so now we'll prepare to power kick. So with an inhale, make a fist, exhale. 2 more. Lush. Now bring your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers the other way this time, with the other index finger on top. Inhale, exhale to bow down over your front leg. Take a breath. And then inhale to rise back up. Release the arms, take them to your hips, lengthen that front leg. Draw the shoulder blades together. If you want to take reverse prayer instead, if that's in your practice and you've got no discomfort in the wrist, then go ahead. You can equally take your hands to opposite elbows or keep them on your hips. Take a lovely deep breath in and then fold down all the length through the spine, and then exhaling to fold. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling to fold. Just go as far as feels sweet for you. Next inhale, prepare to lift up and then bring your hands to the floor in front of you. Step off your left foot and raise the right leg high. As high as is good for you. See if you can keep that right hip tracking down towards the floor, keeping the pelvis square. And then bend your left knee and take your right leg to squat behind it. Inhale, push back up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lovely. Inhale, lengthen into your standing split and then find your way into half moon. Again, feel free to take a block under your left hand or a large book, anything that you've got. It's really helpful to stack your wrist directly underneath your shoulder. That will give you the stacking of your bones, the stability that you need to sink into balance. Flex your back foot, lengthen the crown of the head from the tailbone. And if you want to bend your top knee and take your hand to your foot here, finding a bind, go ahead. And if you have the bind, you can press the hand into the foot and the knee away from you to accentuate the stretch through the right hip flexor. And gently release the bind if you have it. Bend your front knee, step back, warrior two. This time left foot forward, right foot back. Gaze over your front middle finger. Soften your shoulders, imagine you're balancing cups of tea along both arms, so keeping them strong and stable. And then flip your front palm, take the back hand down the back of the leg, avoid pressure in your knee. Float back up through warrior two, forearm to your thigh, extend your warrior. Avoid placing too much weight into this left arm, so you're still using your core muscles, using your strength. Lovely. Float back up through warrior two. Windmill the hands to the floor. Step back into downward facing dog. And then walk your feet towards your hands. So this time coming to the front of your mat. Flow your upper body down over your legs. Bend your knees nice and deep, however much is needed to just let your upper body hang. Again, visualize that waterfall cascading down from your hips and just washing any tension or unwanted energy, any stagnant energy. Just let it flow away. Use your breath. Great. Bend your knees and gently rise up to standing uncurl. Take a moment when you get there, open your palms and just check in with your pulse, your breath. Then release, and we're just going to now shake the whole body. So shake your hands, shake your legs, shake your chest, shake your hips, shake your head, your jaw, and just keep shaking. Keep shaking in any way that feels good. You can bring your body down towards the floor, bring it around to the side and then also to the other side, back around, up and down, in all directions. Every part of your body. And then begin to ever so slowly release. So gently bring that shaking back in and come to standing. Bring your big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Sit your hips down and back, chair pose. Fierce pose. And bring your hands to touch at your heart center. We're going to see, and feel free to bring your hands to the floor. We're going to see if we can crouch all the way down over the feet. So do support yourself whenever you need. Come to crouch. And then maybe with your hands on the floor or off the floor, bring your butt to the floor. Open your legs out in front. The soles of the feet touching. Find this diamond shape between your heels and your pelvis. And then your hands can come to your toes or underneath your calves, palms facing up. And just let everything go, let gravity take you. If you prefer to have a bolster here, if you have a bolster, you can also support yourself, your head resting on your bolster on your feet. That can be really nice. Let your breath come back to a natural rhythm. Let it be released and smooth. Gently peel back up in your own time. Find your way to lying on your back. Hug the knees into the chest and open your arms out wide at shoulder height. You can have your elbows bent or extended at the arm. Inhale and exhale to take your knees over to the right hand side. And if you want to go deeper into this stretch, you can cross your left leg over your right. So like you're sort of sitting at a desk, cross-legged. Twists are super detoxifying and help cleanse our system. Think about your left shoulder tracking back towards the mat on the left-hand side. So this broadness in your chest. And then relax into your twist. Let the belly be soft. and the breath free. With your next inhale, lift your knees back through center, plant the feet, lift the hips, give them a shake. Lower your hips back down, hug the knees into your chest and let them flop to the other side. Same options on this side. You can either keep it quite an open twist or cross your knee over for a deeper experience. And let your muscles gently give. And feel that space being made with every breath you take. Just releasing a little more every second, every breath. And with your next inhale, draw the knees back up. Release the legs, give them a shake. Shake up in the air. Maybe bring your hands into it as well. And then lengthen your body out for a short Savasana. Give yourself this time now to just completely surrender and allow everything that we've done in today's practice, through the breath, through our energy, our body, our mind, our spirit, let that all integrate. And let your body sink into the space, supported by the earth and held by gravity, by all those wonderful forces around us, keeping us alive and well, giving us what we need to thrive. And just remember that you can surrender to that knowledge that you are held. You can release what you don't need to hold on to anymore, because you are held and supported. And now begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Invite some movement back in preparation for the rest of your day, your evening, your week. Feeling energized and open. And if you'd like to stay in your Savasana for longer, then go ahead. And if you're ready to come out, then mindfully finding your way up to a seated position. And we'll meet with the hands together at heart center. And whether you're in Savasana or seated, you may want to join in here. We're going to close with 3 big long exhales through the mouth. So we'll inhale together. Exhale with a sigh to release. Inhale. One more. And bow your head to your hands in gratitude to the people and place of this practice in India and the East. Gratitude to you guys. Have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's practice, and check out next week's video. I can't wait to see you again.